Hello, everybody. So let's do a little quick project here. This could be laser cut or 3D printed. I'll show you, and it's from a picture. So I am going to do a gingerbread person. When I searched and found the cool one, I actually searched for gingerbread man. So I am at a free website called the Noun Project. It's thenounproject.com. Find lots of SVGs and PNGs. SVG.svg is what we want. And I'll go down to the one I had found that I really liked. I thought that one was really cute. So we want to get this one. And we don't want to pay anything, which is fine with them as long as you do some attribution, right? So we click on that and then click get this icon and download the SVG. If you download a PNG or a JPEG, the thing with laser cutting and PNGs and JPEGs is you can only engrave them. I don't want to have to engrave it. So I downloaded that. And also with 3D printing, Tinkercad doesn't take PNGs or JPEGs. So we want SVG. So I go to another website that can be free, though I have the paid version called Cuttle, CUTTLE.xyz. This is a design site. It's a web browser based design. Think Inkscape, think Adobe Illustrator, but simpler. And for free, you can have 5 designs and 10 downloads per month. If you want a 6th design, you have to get rid of one of yours. But since you downloaded it, you can always bring it back, right? The more limiting factor there is how many downloads per month. But if you're just trying things out, it's a great thing. I forget what the cost is, like 150 or 200 a year for this. But they've got school accounts, classroom accounts that are a great price. I think like a classroom account of 30 unlimited is 350, 400. So here we go. So I'm going to import that SVG. And it's right there. So there's my gingerbread man. Why did I import it to a design site? Because it's an SVG and I could, right away 3D print it, right? Yes, I could. And we'll do that. But I'm going to go to laser cutting first. So here we go. Over here is all of the different, see how it's lighting up? All of the different paths that make up this image. So for laser, I want to cut this thing out like it is. I don't want to put it on a circle or anything. I just want to cut out the gingerbread person. And so I found path 1. Now all these are combined under a group. I need to take path 1 outside that group. And the mouse just kind of decided to stop working for me. I need to take path 1 outside because I need to come down here where it says fill and stroke. And I want that to be a stroke. And I want it to be red because that's a traditional cut line for things. Now the rest of the group, I want to score them. I don't want to fill them. Fill is engraving, and that's what it would look like. It would color everything in, and that's why it's this big solid dot where it says fill. So if I come down here, it's going to say fill. I don't want to fill those. I just want to score them. And I'm going to leave it black. I could change that to a different color. So what the laser softwares are going to do, they're going to see stroke or fill and separate those as different actions. Then they're also going to see the different colors and separate those as different actions. So here's my gingerbread person, my gingerbread. So the red's going to be a cut line, so it's going to cut that out, and then the blue is going to be the score lines, where it's going to just draw the line kind of thing. So now I need to, we should probably call it something. We'll call it ginger. All right, and we need to export that SVG. So we export that SVG, and now we go to our laser software. So if you're on a Glowforge, you go to your Glowforge, create a new design, upload the file. My Glowforge is turned off right now, so it's not going to let me do everything. So we take it into our Glowforge. Or if you're on a different kind of laser, maybe Xtool, so your design space. Or, the last thing someone did was that image. So there is my gingerbread man person. I could have changed the dimensions in here. It is only 1.25 inches tall. That would probably been a good thing to change that, right? And I pick my material. Let's just say we're doing draft board. It's going to cut that. No, I don't want to cut it, but that's okay. We can just change it to score. And then we can change our settings as we want, right? It gives us some basic settings, but we can change those. And then here's our cut. And again, we can change the cut settings. I tend to slow mine down a little bit to make sure it cuts out. And then we cut it. Simple, right? Now the other softwares, let's say Lightburn, it's the same kind of thing. Lightburn runs some bigger CO2 lasers. We're going to import an SVG. Boom, there it came in. As you see, we got the red and the green. It's got red and green over here. They're both line as opposed to fill because they're a stroke. And here is where you would set your speed and power. Now, it doesn't have presets. You would have to have done test samples on your own wood or whatever you're cutting this out on, acrylic, and created the understand what power and speed settings you need. Then you send it to the laser. Boom, there you go. So if we want to 3D print that gingerbread person, let's get back here. Let's go to Tinkercad. So we downloaded the original SVG, and I'm just going to work from that. So download an SVG and import. Now I can import either of these because they're both SVGs, and it won't matter. The only thing that will matter is for some reason, if it's coming from Cuddle, I have to import it at 37%. So let's go with this one. So we want the art. This is the size. You could change the size here, obviously, by changing percent or changing the length and width here. And import. I haven't tried these yet. I don't know how it's going to come in, but I have an idea how it's going to look when it comes in. There we go. So there's our gingerbread person. Not bad, but things are not all touching, right? Okay. So what we need to do is copy that. And over here on the fill mode, we are going to go silhouette. What happens? It's thinking. Sometimes it takes too long to think. It fills it in completely, which is awesome because that's now going to be our backing. So I'm going to make that only 1 millimeter tall. And then I'm going to line these up with the align tool. Boom, boom. And this top one, I don't want a centimeter thick. I'm just going to make it 5 centimeters thick. And then we want to group them. And now is a good time if you want to change the size. Now is the time you would change the size. Again, this is bring the ruler over. This is 118 millimeters, so that's 11 centimeters. That's like all the way across your palm and your thumb. Not a bad size. And so that you export your STL and you go to your, oh, I should have changed the name. I forgot. Sorry about that. You go to your slicer, whatever slicer you're using, and you slice it for your 3D printer. Boom. Errors have occurred. I don't know what errors would have occurred. You slice it. How long is this going to take on this 3D printer? Let's see. I'm at 0.25 layer height. So this would take 19 minutes. Okay. So there you go. How to laser cut or 3D print from an SVG. So it's holiday, so we picked gingerbread. Enjoy.